Flex's Ashwini Kumar Sharma for the keynote address. He is the President and CEO, Aseptic Liquid Packaging. In 4 years, Uflex's Asepto has established itself as a leading aseptic liquid packaging manufacturer in India with a growth rate of more than 100%. Today, Uflex Asepto is manufacturing 3.5 billion packs a year. Ashwini Kumar Sharma will provide a glimpse into this journey and share key trends. Please welcome, sir. So you're on mute and not audible.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me, Sriram, now?
Yes, loud and clear. Thanks.
So thank you very much, Team Print Week, for inviting me. It's truly a pleasure and honor to be part of this panel. Like you shared that, I've been asked to speak about the success story of aseptic liquid packaging business at Uflex. Let me start by giving a very short introduction of what Uflex is, although a lot of verticals which are all related to flexible packaging. So we start with granules, we convert the granules to films. From films, we make flexible packaging, laminates. We produce around 135,000 tons of laminates in the country, and we export to 140 countries. We do films, like I said, all kinds of films. Outside China, now we are the largest PET film manufacturer in the world. But we do films in polyester films, we do BOPP, we do CPP, we manufacture chemically coated high barrier films, specialty films. So different kinds of films, metallized films. We have factories all over the world. We have a factory in America, in Mexico. These are large manufacturing facilities for film manufacturing. We have 3 factories in Europe, one in Hungary, one in Russia, and the other one is in Poland. In Africa, we have 2 factories. We have one in Nigeria and one factory in Egypt. Obviously, in the Middle East, we are well represented. We have a factory in Jebel Ali in Dubai, and many factories, of course, in India. And we continue to expand. We were packaging almost everything, right? From solids, semi-solids, powdered material, and working with brands. Like I said, we are exporting to 140 countries, and we are a very prominent player in India. So brands like PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Amul, Britannia, GSK, Nestle, Procter & Gamble, you name a brand, Mars, we already work with them. So we package them not only in India, we package them outside India, in Europe, in America, and so on and so forth. So pretty strong global presence. What we were not doing was aseptic liquid packaging. So around 2016, our chairman conceived this project. Actually, he conceived it long time back, but that's the time he discussed with me that why don't we venture into liquid packaging business? And I found the idea very, very exciting as to because there were no players in India besides a large global multinational player. There was not even a single Indian company which had thought of venturing into this business, as the challenges were very, very stringent in this category. So we thought, let's take the challenge head on, and decided to venture into aseptic liquid packaging. So let me explain to you, all of you, what aseptic packaging is. And this is predominantly, when we are talking aseptic liquid packaging, we are talking of paper-based aseptic liquid packaging. So we keep the sustainability, factor very, very high for such products. And this particular product is growing at a very rapid pace in Europe, in America, and is preferred as packaging over all other categories of packaging, whether it's glass or whether it's plastic, PET bottles, or so on and so forth. So let me show you how aseptic packaging looks like. Most of you may know, but this is a typical aseptic packaging carton, paper-based carton. So few of them are here. Let me show you different brands. It is a 6-layer structure. So the top layer is poly. Inside poly is paper. Paper typically can vary between 195 to 210 grams, depending on from where you're sourcing the paper. It's a paper board, and it's a very special board which is called liquid packaging board, which has a very high, basically a food grade product, which very stringent process of manufacturing, because it has to comply with all food grade norms. Then you have poly, another layer, and then you have aluminum, and then contact layer of combination of two kinds of very high high grades of poly. All these polys which are being used are food grade poly. So 75% approximately of this packaging is just paper, and then you have aluminum, which is again a natural product, and very, very small percentage of poly is being used in aseptic packaging. So idea of why aseptic packaging, right? Aseptic countries like India, which are vast, the products need to travel, and we have, obviously we are a milk drinking nation. Milk travels, milk products travel, products in yogurt, they travel, juices have to travel. So the point is within the states and across states. So across geographies, the product have to travel. The idea is when you, how do you make sure, how do we make sure as a packaging manufacturer that when the product is filled and by the time it's sold, the life of the product remains perfect, in the sense that the freshness is preserved. So our idea is, our endeavor is to ensure that the freshness of the product is preserved for a very long period of time. And longer we can stretch it, the better it is for consumer, because then the consumer has time and choice, to buy it at will. And in between, the manufacturers also have enough flexibility and space to manufacture and use the supply chain appropriately. So aseptic packaging predominantly, these layers, like I explained, ensures that the product integrity remains proper, and the product freshness is preserved for a long period of time. Moving forward, like I said, this product is, this is how the aseptic packaging looks like. It is basically, it's used in three categories. So one is juice category, where I have few juices in front of me. The other one is alcohol category, where in India, I think alcohol is being packaged in aseptic packaging, and it's growing at a very, very rapid pace. And the third one is the dairy category. The dairy is can be milk products. So juices, dairy, and alcohol, these are large categories. And then we have all these niche categories which are coming up, which is predominantly ORS, tomato ketchups, tomato puree, coconut juice, and coconut milk. So various kinds of new categories are coming up. Moving forward, how we basically, when we got into so we had all the basics in place. When going back to when me and our chairman were having this discussion of aseptic liquid packaging, the first thing was how we decided how we can be different. Because when we studied the market, we studied that most of the players in the world actually followed the Scandinavian global giants. So these are predominantly two companies which were followed by whoever ventured into this business. So we saw a lot of Chinese companies started aseptic packaging, paper-based laminates, but they followed typically the large companies like Tetra Pak and SIGs. So typically, exactly the same business model was followed. And when we studied this market, we saw in the last 20 years there was nothing. There was not any major step taken in terms of changing or enhancing the aesthetics or making sure that the product stands out. So besides little bit shape changes, so all products look like similar. So you may have different printing, different inks, but there is no, or maybe a shape which is a little different, longer, wider, spherical, or prisma shape. But having said that, there was nothing done on the aesthetic side which makes actually products stand out in the shelves. So when we conceived the project, we thought how we can be different, and we came up with something like this from day one. So imagine, a pack like this in the shelf and how well it will communicate with the customers. So we started, the point I'm making is that we started the thought of innovation and thought of inculcating the culture of innovation in the organization was from day one. And we worked on these projects from day one. So the product that I showed you was foil stamping. This is holographic, right? So imagine the attraction it will have with the kids, or specific target segments. So we brought in categories of holography, and we brought in the categories of foil stamping, and we branded these categories as Asepto I and Asepto Premium and Asepto Spark. So Asepto obviously is the brand, and all these these categories of innovation, they started doing well in the market, and was seriously and sincerely appreciated by our by all categories of customers, which I explained. We obviously, when we conceived the project with the innovation, we set up the plant, state-of-the-art plant in Sanand. We put Gallus printing lines. We put the best of the best Davis standard extrusion lamination line, the IMS slitting lines from Italy. So most of the machines are coming from Germany. The slitting line, the best is made in Italy, so came from Italy. The packing line, which is robotics and very, very sophisticated packing line, came from Signode, USA. So we put a project which was technologically the best that the money can buy. But the point is that you can put the project, and you can conceive the best of ideas, but end of the day, it has to be marketed well, and it has to have acceptance and appreciation of the customers. So we worked very, very hard for last 4 years, when we started the business. And today we work with all top brands, whether it's Dabur, whether it's Coca-Cola, whether it's PepsiCo, Fresca, name a brand, and we are already dealing with those top brands. Amul, right? In alcohol category, we are dealing with all brands. In energy category, like energy drinks, like from Electrol, Enerzol. So we're dealing with all top brands. So it was a project which was well conceived and well sold. And from the value addition point of view, we could offer to the customers that how to make sure that their brand does well at the shelf, at the retail space, in the retail in the retail area. So we inculcated a concept or culture of innovation within the organization and outside the organization, and that worked really, really well for us. In last 4 years, like we were introduced, that we grew 100% year on year, but our CAGR has been 80%, which is phenomenal. And you can imagine that having growth rate of 100% in 2 years, still you start a project manageable. But every year, if you double, that is a real story. And I'm happy to announce that in March we doubled our capacity. So we are no more at 3.5 billion packs. We are at 7 billion packs. But from March, the month we doubled the capacity, we are sold out. So I have more orders than my capacity today. And not only we developed the market in India, we developed Asepto as a brand globally. So today we are a global brand to reckon with. We are exporting to so many countries. We have over 250 customers, within India and outside India, and going very, very strong. So one part was making a great product, making sure that we have a great consistency in the product, making sure that the customers feel that we deliver or clearly experience that what we promise we deliver. But the other part was also that we wanted to be a very responsible organization from aseptic packaging point of view. So sustainability was one area where we worked very, very hard from day one. All of our product waste, what we generate in our plant is taken out, goes for recycling, and I can show you the products that are made out of these. So this is a recycled product. It's a board. It's a hard board. So this is typically a writing pad, a product made out of recycle. So these are sold also in the market, but if anybody interested, we can send these products to you. So recycling is one area where we worked very, very hard. Now, we also are the first company in the country that will be coming up with a plant of separation technology. We will share these details as and when we are ready, but we should be able to separate paper with aluminum and poly. So once the paper is separated, then many products can be made. Firstly, the paper can go for repulping, or if we don't send it for repulping, we can straight away start making egg trays, for example, or various other paper-based, or pulp-based products. So that technology we are working on, and hopefully within this year, this plant of separation technology will be ready, and hopefully we'll be able to help our customers and our clients in this endeavor of recycling more and more. So that's where we are on the recycle front. Moving forward, last but not the least, we will obviously now, like I said, that March we started, and March we are already full with the capacity. March in the sense when we doubled the capacity. So now we are looking at expansion. We are taking the game forward. Our vision is that we become number 2 company in the world. See, wherever we enter, we want to be either number 1 or number 2. In this category, aseptic liquid packaging, we want to be in roll-fed technology. We want to be number 2 in the world. And the way we are walking a path, I think we have clearly chalked out the timelines. We are looking at becoming number 2 in next 5 years' time, and hopefully we will reach there. So thank you so much. Still a long way to go, but the distance that we have covered in the last 4 years, from 0 to 8 billion packs, from creating a brand, from 0 to international, from where we are as Asepto, and our people who are exposed completely, who have learned a lot, developed as very intelligent, sharp managers who are working now not only in India, but working and meeting global clients and convincing them that, here, listen, this is a product that we are making in India, and it beats the quality standards of international, large, the big giants. So it's a very proud feeling here for us, and we hope that we are able to take this business ahead with blessings of our customers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ashwani Kumar Sharma. Staggering numbers, I must say, and wonderful sharing these details with us. One quick question from our audience is that, what do you think is a solution for low volume, in the sense few hundred kgs of multi-layer pouches, which has frequent changes in artwork, like almost every month, for the in terms of the flexible packaging materials?
So you see, flexible packaging is in this technology. This is a different technology, right?
Okay.
So you have a lot of random. You have a lot of on the flexible packaging side. You have a lot of technologies today existing which can cater to smaller SKUs. But when you talk of our business, right? This business, you need to have a filling line. So there is a concept of co-packing. So there are co-packers which are present in the country and of course globally. There are co-packers in India, there are co-packers outside India, where a customer can go. For example, you can go and you say that, listen, I want to just have 5,000 packs, filled, and these are the guys who will make it. As far as printing is concerned, everything is possible. Obviously the cost goes up and cost is different, but we can print smaller volumes. It's not a problem. So technically it's possible. Technically extruding also is possible, because then we can join the reels and make smaller batches. But main thing is filling, and filling cannot be done, may not be financially viable if they buy the filling line, but through co-packing route, it's possible.
Thank you so much. Well, Shama, one day, maybe when you have time, we will request you or one of your colleagues at UFlex to conduct a masterclass for packaging business owners about how their factories can also adhere to strict global manufacturing processes. It's
I think think we've lost Sri.
I think we lost him. Yeah.
Yes. Just give me a second. I think what he was trying to say is that probably a masterclass in terms of for the packaging business owners about how their factories can adhere to strict global manufacturing. Basically, I think what he was trying to suggest is that if we can reduce the learning curve for Make in India across the spectrum, it would probably be a wonderful thing. And we could look.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's a great idea. And I invite you, to come and see a plant. I mean, it's one of the best plants you will see in the world. So we don't boast that it's a plant, one of the best plant in the country, but it's totally one of the best plants in the world.
Sure.
So you're most welcome, and we're very proud to showcase the technology we have.